Hey guys, and welcome to another video. I've recorded this a couple of times now. The PlayStation has decided to switch itself off, so I'm just going to get straight into this. But before I do, if you like the content, if you want to subscribe to the channel, do all that good stuff, hit the buttons, you know what to do. And we're just going to get into qualifying here. Rick qualifies in first, Rudy in second, myself in third, FlySky DHK in fourth, iJazzNop in fifth, and this video concentrates on that front group of cars. I just want to give a special mention to my brother in 19th, who's taken a self-imposed penalty. There was an incident last week's race where he rejoined the track and took out a couple of drivers. The incident was taken up with the stewards, unfortunately put in the wrong Discord channel, so no one looked at it, but my brother there is taking a self-imposed penalty. So we're going to get into this one, but before we do, go and get yourself a drink, guys, because this one is a long one and it is a great race. I was buzzing last night and I was buzzing this morning as well, so let's get into it. So I'm just going to watch this video with you guys as it happened, and here on the start, we're coming over the start finish line, waiting for the green lights, and away we go. And here Rudy on the outside there. You've got iJazzNop coming in behind. Rick's got a good start. iJazzNop comes alongside me. 3 wide into turn 1. You've got, if you look in the rear view mirror, I think there's a few touches coming around the second corner. So we're just concentrating on what's happening behind. All close racing, couple of touches there. So we've managed to gap the people behind, not by much. It pretty much stays at these distances throughout the whole race. You've got Rudy in front of me with Rick leading the pack. iJazzNop, it's that 1.4 seconds behind. As we're coming through the chicane, we're going to look at the whole of lap 1 before we just basically go into each and every one of the bits of action that I saw throughout the race. But the race is an hour and a half. We're racing at the Hungaroring. Track temperatures are 44 degrees. So looking after your tyres whilst trying to race hard was extremely difficult, I have to say. Refuelling is allowed. We did take on 81 litres of fuel, which took us just past the halfway mark, just in case I wanted to perform the overcut, and we'll get that in. We'll get up to that in a second. So Rick comes over the line, 150s, 151, 152s, and we're just going to move now on to lap 2. Rick 145, myself 146, Rudy 146, and we're just getting into the race. iJazzNop here, he did apologise for that after the race, but yeah, sent one up into turn 1. Moving on to lap 4, I believe I closed the door on iJazzNop here, or does he? That's it. If you look at iJazzNop and how good he is under braking, he does close up a lot with those brakes. Going on to lap 5. We're just on that start-finish line, getting into the slipstream. Again, the times are all 145s, 146s. iJazzNop here closes up. I close up on Rudy, Rick MotoGP in front. And it's all very close racing for these first 6 laps. So we're just going to move it forward slightly into the chicane. Looking at iJazzNop coming in behind, putting pressure on me, I'm putting pressure on the people in front. It's all extremely close racing, but it's all fair. No one's making any mistakes. I felt like Rick's tyres were going off, even though it was lap 6. It was very. Rick says in the Discord afterwards that he had no confidence in the car, and I felt that I could have gone a lot faster. I think others maybe could have got some quicker laps in as well, but as we're coming round the final corner here onto the start finish line, we're just looking at how close ZAZZA is behind, and yeah, I just tried to close the door, but I couldn't close the door in time. And yeah, it's side by side racing now, trying to come into turn 2. Look at that, how close it is on the radar, and ZAZZA doesn't get the traction out of that corner and gives up the position. So we've lost a little bit of time to the people in front of us, but we're going to close that back up as we come onto the start finish line, and the times are back into the 46s. I close the door here. This time I'm like, no way, you're not coming through. I make my intentions clear, so I go to the inside and we hold the position, because ZAZZA on those brakes into turn 1 was phenomenal. So we're coming on to lap 8 and we're on the start finish line again. 146s for all of us, and let's see what happens here into turn 1. Yeah, I pretty much cover the inside because I'm just wary of ZAZZA not coming in and taking that position again. So we're coming through the second to last corner, onto the last corner, and again lap 9, all close racing. It's 0.5 a second between everyone. Looks like Rudy's got the run on Rick, and we'll just see what happens here into turn 1. I managed to close up a little bit. Yeah, Rick's gone wide. Rudy looks like he's got the power down. He looks like he's got the position. Rick is fighting there into turn 2. Manages to outbrake Rudy. I come in to see if I can pick up any scraps here, but I've got ZAZZA behind me. Bit of touch in there. Coming through the corner, and ZAZZA, all three of us are this is not a corner for overtaking, but Rudy lost 2 places there, and Rick's still managing to hold on to first position, and we're 0.5 of a second behind him. But what I found is from here on in, I couldn't get past the Ferrari for love nor money, and I'm not sure if it's because it's a similar car, because later on in the race we're gonna move on to a move that I do, but I feel like when you're racing against a car similar class, it's very difficult to overtake. As we come here into turn 1, we've got ZAZZA not putting the pressure on me. 1.1 seconds to Rick, which we closed down very quickly, and we're just all over the back of Rick throughout the whole race. So we're going into lap 12, 13, still in the 46s. I knew I could get into the 45, so we just show Rick our nose, see if he will give up some space, but he doesn't bottle under the pressure. He deals with this pressure for so long. We'll get to that shortly, but we're all over the back of Rick, and he doesn't put a foot wrong. I feel like he only gave it up when his tyres gave up, but yeah. just trying to put pressure on him, trying to make him make a mistake, but he's dealing with it. He's just soaking it up. Going through the chicane. Draznot was brilliant through the chicane, but I'd always sort of lose him in the twisty bits. So moving on to lap 14, still in the 46s, trying to show Rick that I'm coming up, and hopefully he just give me the space, but he seems a bit, he's got too much experience for that. But as he goes wide into the second corner, we're trying to get up into the inside, trying to find a little gap as he hits the curb there. But again, this is not a corner for overtaking. Places his car extremely well. Draznot's coming onto the back of me, and yeah, he lives to fight another day. But we're coming through up to the chicane, and Draznot's absolutely insane on the chicane, so I move over to the right hand side, covering that inside. He tries to go around the outside, I give him some space, put the power down. Rudy's trying to get through, and he's like, no way are you coming through, and he moves over to the right hand side. I thought that was wicked, but yeah, we lose a little bit of time to Rick, which we will gain back pretty shortly, because into the third, I felt like a monster into turn one, apart from Draznot, who's always all over the back of me into any of these hard braking zones. We're only on lap 16, and it's 0.4 of a second between me and Rick, and yeah, I felt if I could just get past him, I would have gone into the distance, and unfortunately it was a bad qualifying for me. I should have done a 44.7, and unfortunately I couldn't even get into the 44s. So Rick's trying to defend here. He knows I'm on his tail. I'm just going to try and even pretend to send one into turn one. Sometimes people think you're going to send it, and they move over. So it's 0.4 of a second. 0.8 back to Draznot. Rudy's there. Fly Sky DHK is 4.4 behind. Still all in the 46s, and I know that I could be in the 45s. Rick's trying to cover the inside. I'm closing up on the brakes, trying not to hit him, and now that's given Draznot the run on me. And I swear, look at that, how close that is on the radar, and you could literally fit a Rizzler paper through that gap. Absolute respect to Draznot. The racing here was as close as you could get. Moving on to lap 19, still in the 46s. Still haven't got a decent run on Rick. Although I can close up him into turn one. He goes wide through turn one, but it's still, these Ferraris, if they're set up the same way, when you get on the power, it's difficult to overtake, or I was finding it difficult. I felt like a few others were finding it difficult here as well to do some overtaking, especially when people are of similar calibre. Now we've got the back marker of Drew the Great, and when I saw him I was like, yes, hopefully some back markers can come into play, slow him down. But yeah, Drew the Great, absolutely fantastic racer. He's shown in a couple of my other videos, he actually just gets completely out of it there and compromises his racing line. And thanks very much for that. And we're going to move on to lap 23, and we seem to be 2 tenths behind Rick. I think this is one of the closest I've been for quite a while. Again, we just send one into turn one. I make the apex here. But getting onto the power, we just seem to be the same, and I tried to keep my line, and Rick came over and crashes into the side of me, and this was the defining point of my race, because Because of this, Rick managed to get a 3-second lead, and I've got a Draznop all over the back of me. I'm trying to keep him behind. Close racing here. He doesn't get the drive out of that corner, and yeah, coming up to the chicane, we're all over the place, just trying to recover from that clash. So now Rick is 2.63 seconds in front, and it's inevitable. We're at the 46-minute mark. You know he's coming into the pits. So we move round the lap, and yeah, he comes into the pits. Draznop also comes into the pits, and this is my time to try and make 3 seconds up, but it's going to be a difficult task. So the first lap that we come over the line, it was a 46.1. The tyres were dead at this point, so this was my in lap, and yeah, we're just coming into the pits. We're trying to be as quick as possible. We hit the mark straight, well, had to push it forwards a little bit, but it doesn't matter because we went straight up into the jacks, come out of the pits, and blue flags. Yeah, Rick's come through, and so has Draznop, but it's not an issue. We're on the fresh tyres now, which are a lap younger, and as you can see up in front, you've got Draznop all over the back of Rick. And yeah, why didn't he make mistakes for me? Because he makes a mistake into that turn, and Draznop was a monster into the chicane. You're not going to outbrake him. So Draznop moves up into first place, and Rick now in front of me. Draznop's not pulling off into the distance, but we got back markers up ahead, and it is GT Devious. Who, yeah, fair play to you, mate. You completely compromised your race by going onto the grass. But yeah, we've got Rudy now all over the back of me. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Some more back markers. Drew the Great again. I felt sorry for Drew the Great on this one because we end up catching him into the third to last corner. So yeah, I thought, yeah, this is a good opportunity to try and hang it around the outside and take the inside for the next corner. You've got Rudy behind, probably thinking, yeah, I can capitalise on some of this. Draznop's probably thinking, yeah, you guys fight behind, let me have some clean air. But yeah, it was yeah, unbelievable racing. Rick here seems to go a little bit wide. We're all over the back of him. Rudy's all over the back of us if you look on the radar. I feel like I need to cover the inside to the chicane. Coming through the chicane, yeah, Rudy's all over the back of me. I'm kind of thinking, am I looking behind? Am I looking in front? And we're like 0.2 of a second on Rick. Lap 34, 26 minutes to go, and I feel like we've got a run on him into the first corner here. So we're just going to take you through it in the slipstream, and yeah, Rick's moving over to the near side, braking into turn 1. Rudy's coming up as well. You can see on the radar how close Rudy is to me. So it's just constant battling, constant close racing. Rick moves over to the inside. Draznop's pulled out a 4-second lead. He goes wide. I ended up following him. So that was a mistake for me. I could have probably got a little bit closer. Whether I would have been able to perform anything, I don't know. But yeah, we're all over the back of Rick here, and yeah, Draznop 4.2 seconds in the lead, Rudy 0.6 behind me, Fly Guy, Sky DHK. This was another defining moment where Rick, Yeah, Rick took a slide, Rudy sends it up, and he capitalises. Well done, Rudy. There's nothing I could have done there. So Rudy capitalises on that mistake, and literally we were on lap 36, onto lap 37, and yeah, I mean, my confidence just took a battering when I saw this, because Rudy sends one up similar to Idraznop, and then outbrakes Rick into the chicane. So I was thinking, right now, I was like, what's going on? I can't overtake. I can't. Everybody seems to be able to overtake Rick, but I'm not able to do it. So I got really frustrated here, and I was just like thinking to myself, is it me? Should I be more aggressive? But then I didn't want to. I want to be a fair racer. I want the move to be clean. So yeah, we're getting up alongside him, and he's got the inside for the last corner.
Clear on the right.
Tried the cutback. Both similar traction. Rudy's now pulling away. So we're moving from lap 37 onto lap 38, and I got the run on Rick here.
Car on the right.
And yeah, it's very close. But we're fair racers, and we don't want to touch, or I don't want to touch. He probably doesn't want to touch. No one wants to touch, and yeah, it's just really close. Great racing, and yeah, as I said before, frustration was setting in, but I wasn't going to compromise my ethos in doing my absolute best not to touch anyone. So we do get a run here, and try the cutback again. We're all over him, and I'm just literally like, well, if Rudy can get through, if Idraznop can get through, and we know that he's been struggling on his tyres, it's just been obvious the whole race, and I'm just like literally pushing absolutely as hard as I possibly can to keep on his bumper and to force him into a mistake. I'm not going to let this guy breathe now. So coming into the right-hander before the chicane, 0.2 of a second. I jokingly said to in the Discord, I probably could have closed the gap up to 0.1, but yeah, I mean, it was really close. And bear in mind, guys, this is my first season. I only picked up the game like I think when it came out on the PS5. That's when I picked it up. I've only been playing it about. It feels like just under a year or whenever it was, but I don't feel like I've got an amazing amount of experience. But it's crazy how much you pick up in this game, and racing close like this was the hardest thing to learn, because trying not to hit the person in front of you. It takes a lot, and don't get me wrong, guys, I remember when I couldn't even keep this car on the track, let alone racing like this. So Rick tries to cover the inside here. We're on lap 40, 17 minutes to go. Rudy 2.7 seconds out in front. Idraznop we can't even see now, and there's back markers coming up here. Rick goes wide. I tried to keep it on the inside so that I can get a run on him, and I was literally here full send. Rick, thanks very much. Like, it's only because it was you that I kept that in there, because I knew you were a fair racer and you'd give me the space on the outside when I was alongside you. So hats off to you, mate. Thanks very much. Now we're 3.2 seconds behind Rick, Idraznop is 8.8 seconds in front, and we've got 15 minutes to go. So I'm going to take you through this lap as we come round turn 2. We are looking for the curb where we're braking hard, trail braking into turn 3, hugging the inside line, gently moving it back over to the right, avoiding the bump on the inside, coming back in at that gap and looking for the curb to break into the left-hander and bringing it back across, trail braking right through this right-hander as we head up towards the chicane, looking for the curb, braking 1 gear down into second, cutting the second chicane, trying to get the tyres across the concrete there and back into the near side as we're closing down on Rudy, through the left-hander and back through on the right-hander, and we're coming down to the third to last corner, braking at the curb, second gear, taking as much as we can there, coming underneath the bridge, braking for trail braking into this corner, looking for the exit, that's it, bang on the accelerator and trail braking into the last corner and hammer the accelerator onto the start finish line. And as we come across the line,
fastest lap of the race, man, good job.
Fastest lap of the race, and it's at this point here I've got the bit between my teeth. We close down on Rudy, 0.3 of a second behind him. Idraznop is 5.3 seconds in the distance, and my confidence came back. Who said that I couldn't overtake Rudy? Again, thanks very much for giving me the space, not outbraking yourself into turn 1. We take him on the outside. 8 minutes to go. Idraznop's 4 seconds in front of us now, 4.3, and we're absolutely going for it now. He's doing 147.2. For me, 146.3. Next lap, second down, 3.3, 47.3 again from Idraznop, 46.2 for me, so we're 10th faster. Next lap, 2.7 seconds, 46.6 for Idraznop, 46.1, so another 10th down for me. And then we're going on to the final lap of the race, and it's a 47 for Idraznop and a 46.1 for me. I just wanted one more lap because you'll see here we get super close to Idraznop. We're just gonna stay on board for this final lap. Yeah, we're just on it, trying to get into the 45s. Through the first section, I can manage to keep my time. I think it's sector 2 through this section is where I lose most of my time. Yeah, and through the twisty bit. So the tyres are dead now, but I felt like had I qualified where I should have qualified, I would have. Yeah, I mean, a second place is good because this race was unbelievable, but yeah, a win was definitely thrown away here. But yeah, following Idraznop through, just hoping for some sort of mistake, maybe some sort of drive-through for track warnings. I had one, and I know from the previous race that we did last night, the guy got no, I've got a video on that actually, so keep an eye on that one. But we were trying to implement the same sort of system here in relation to racecraft, etc. But yeah, guys, if you like the video, then please subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, yeah, that was a great race, and we're just going to go into the standings at the end here. And it is Idraznop, myself and Rudy. Guys, hope you liked the video. Thanks very much and take care.